guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be building our southern white rhino habitat, which is going to be filling this area here. So yeah, let's get to it. So with this habitat, obviously it's part of the safari area, and it's also a habitat that the guests can't actually view. So the only way they can view it is by going on the safari ride, which was kind of the intention really, is that, you know, they can only view this part of the safari, I guess, by actually going on the ride. This is to try and encourage them to go on the ride if the zoo is open. Because often, you know, you go to safari parks and the idea is that you have to go on the safari to see some of the animals. So that's what we were trying to aim for this area here, which has made it quite interesting to build as well, because I'm trying not to have, like, there's not going to be any, like, viewing buildings, as it were, or viewing areas for the guests. The main attraction is the safari. That's how they're viewing the animals. So, you know, I have my gripes with the safari mechanics in the game, I guess, and, like, the transport mechanics. It's that, you know, they're just hideous. I mean, look at this. This is genuinely hideous, this, like, track that we have to deal with. I know it makes the most sense to, like, have it so that, you know, there is a track, but to be honest, I would much rather, like, it be just a bit less intrusive, and have it so that, you know, you can put build pieces on the track that kind of blend in. Like, perhaps you'd be able to set it so that the build pieces blend into the track, because that's my biggest criticism. So I was going for, like, a kind of overgrown jungle theme, I guess, with this, and as you can see, I was having lots of fun trying to decorate this. And yeah, it's basically just vines and bits of wood stuck together to make kind of like a rickety ramshackle bridge. So obviously you're on safari, it's an adventure safari. I mean, I guess, you know, you could describe Alphabet Zoo as an entire, like, adventure zoo as opposed to your normal zoo. So I was just trying to make it feel like there's this kind of rickety bridge, play around with some of the new African pieces as well. Like, I struggled a bit trying to work out what I wanted to do with them, so I went back to my structure building zoo and just started building lots of stuff randomly with the structures, which is what we're doing now. So obviously, you know, we've got the new cluster pieces, which are absolutely gorgeous from the North Africa pack, sorry, North America. And yeah, I just wanted to play around with it a lot, so I built like a wall and then decided that I was going to have some sort of circular building, large building that kind of mimics, I guess, the Grand Pavilion building, which I did for the Indian rhinos and the Indian elephants and the hippos, just to try and, like, I don't know, continue that kind of large building theme, but also start using some of the new pieces as well, because the new pieces are awesome, and you know, I really do appreciate, like, the style and the detail that they've gone into, and there's some definitely new pieces which I've already becoming some of my new favourite pieces to build with, so that's, you know, in itself is really, really cool. I love this kind of, you know, shabby chic kind of design with the wooden pillars and just the tiles. It's such a beautiful pack, it really is. Like, it makes me excited for more future packs, because the more packs we get, the more artwork and design we get. You know, they've definitely really thought about how they were going to design these packs, which is super exciting in itself. So, you know, a lot of time and effort has clearly gone into making this, and it does absolutely look stunning. And the animals look stunning too. Like, I wasn't really a big one for the white rhino. I was more interested in the meerkats and the fennec foxes, but to be honest, the white rhino is absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's so nice to have a different animal, like a different kind of rhino species, I guess, because, you know, we've only got the one, which is the Indian rhino, and you can only have one or two of them in a habitat, whereas one of the things I really like about the southern rhino is that they have actually gone with, like, the correct size for in the wild. I mean, in zoos they're often kept in pairs, but in the wild, you know, they can have groups up to 14 individuals, or 14 females in a group, and then there'll be a territorial male who will be kicking all the other males out of the sort of his territory, basically, and he'll also sort of keep the females in his territory as well, so they won't be able to leave, which is a bit, I guess it sucks if you're a female rhino in that sense, but they also probably don't really care that much, because, I mean, their territories are massive. So yeah, so, you know, I just think, again, like, at the end we have the full correct number of rhinos, because if this habitat is big enough to have all 5 rhinos in, and it just looks just, oh, yeah, it's just, I love it. I love the new animals. I think, again, after the Asia Pack, I think with the Asia Pack, they definitely up the ante on the animal like designs and the details they're going into. I mean, we start to see that a bit with the Aquatic Pack, but I'd say with the Asia Pack, I don't know, like just the animal details, the fur details came out a lot more, and I think we're seeing that even more now, particularly with the North Africa packs. I mean, like just the little bits of hair that are on the tips of the rhino's ears is just stunning. It's just, you know, stunning work. And again, you know, to be honest with this, I was just throwing all these pieces together and just seeing what I got. So the idea was I'd be creating like an anti kind of scratch barrier inside the building so that the rhinos don't damage the walls because they're plaster walls. So I was like, well, we can use this door, which is what it is essentially, to kind of create this kind of structure. I had a nightmare with this whole building in general. So I cut a lot of it out. As you can see, we just sort of skipped to this. I changed the glass mosaic on the roof so that it wasn't lying flat, so that it was kind of at a slight angle. So the idea of this is that it's sort of just a facade, but with like awning inside. So it's just a nice kind of area for them to chill, get out of the rain, get out of the sun. That's not their kind of, I guess, habitat or like entrance to keep an area habitat thing. I don't really know what the correct term is, but like, you know, the kind of backstage areas, I guess, of the habitat is the word I'm thinking of there. Because I have built, or I do go on to build, a bit more of a kind of a backstage area for the rhinos to indicate kind of like holding pens, which is something I'm trying to do more of. I'm trying to go a little bit more realism. Again, just to sell that idea that it is, you know, there is a bit more structure to this zoo in general. So yeah, essentially this is just this building really it's their area away from people. If they want to get away from the safari, they want to also not be in the, you know, the cold concrete building, they have this nice just open relaxed area where they can come in, relax, and get out of the way of the cars and things, and also, you know, not get sunburn. I mean, I don't know what it is with rhinos. I don't know if they do get sunburn. I know that like pigs get sunburn, but I also know that rhinos aren't really related to pigs. So I don't really know if rhinos get sunburn. That's probably something I would have to check. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the southern rhino is an amazing creature anyway. You know, there's been so much conservation work trying to bring them back, like from the brink of extinction essentially, and you know, they were thought to be extinct in the late 19th century, up until 1895. You know, there was only a small population of the fewer than 100, I think it was, were found in South Africa. But then after like over 100 years of conservation efforts, the numbers have gone from a few hundred to in the 20,000s, which is fantastic. And you know, obviously you've got the northern white rhino, which is in really critical condition. Like there's only about 4 left, I think. But it, you know, it just goes to show that what conservation can actually do. Another interesting fact about the southern white rhino is that seeing as, you know, it's actually grey, it's not really white in colour. They think the actual word white comes from the Afrikaans word for wide, which is actually in reference to their mouths, which means that they have big, wide, square mouths to help them grasp things. And you know, nearly all of them at the moment, I think you can find them in Kenya, Namibia, Zimbabwe mainly, and with the main population found in South Africa. So, you know, it's nice to see what efforts of conservation can do for a species as well. I mean, you know, they have such long lifespans. They're a slow breeding species, which is what makes them quite vulnerable in a way. It's just that they, you know, they only have one offspring at a time, and it takes a couple of years to like even give birth to that offspring. So no, they're just such an interesting creature, and they're long overdue for the game. The game was definitely long overdue some form of large rhino as opposed to the Indian rhino. Like, I think it's a bit of a travesty they weren't in the original game, but then also seeing like the details they've gone into, I'm also very excited that we are getting them as part of this pack, and that we got them as part of this pack. So yeah, so I actually, gonna be honest, I stole this little bit idea a bit from Horsley, having little water for them to be wallowing in. I mean, when you do think about rhino habitats, you do kind of see that there is a lot of like, you know, erosion because they're such large animals, and they do kind of, you know, wander around in the mud quite a bit. They erode it. They're grazing animals, so they eat any of the grass and things that are in the way. And you know, I think it was a very valid point to make. It's a shame that the rhinos don't go into shallow water and don't really roll around in it so much, but obviously we have the mud bath kind of enrichment, so I did take some inspiration from that. And to be honest, I've been finding building these habitats in particular quite difficult, just because for the safari ride it's such an open bit of land that you've got to fill and make look interesting. And you know, with safari you can't really do a lot of like buildings per se. You have to kind of like do a lot more like terraforming and making it look pretty from that kind of sense, and you know, doing a lot of rock work, a lot of plant work, trying to make it actually look nice, I guess, and you know, making the habitat look interesting for the guest view. And again, you're trying to sell that this year on a safari kind of a thing, which is what, you know, I am trying to sell and keep it interesting in that sense, which is why I kind of hate the safari track, because I just hate how hideous it looks. So yeah, so I've done basically one entire barrier of this is little log stumps, and then the elephant grass, and then I actually moved the habitat gate to here because I figured this was a little bit of a flatter bit of land, so we could maybe merge it in a bit more. So this is the rhino kind of entry area into the habitat, I guess. So again, my attempts at realism. It's not, you know, amazing. It's detailed enough, I think, to get a picture of what I'm supposed to be selling you here, but at the end of the day, it's not like, yeah, it's just a suggestion, I suppose, you know. And sometimes that's all you need in your zoo. Sometimes you only need just a suggestion to kind of sell that story, and I think, you know, a little bit of detailing goes a long way. So yeah, I wanted to just have like this kind of area. I think, again, I've seen a lot of YouTubers building these kind of indoor areas for like the large animals, and I just also wanted to have a go. I will probably, again, build a more realistic habitat for DLC Zoo when I get there, but for the time being we are still, you know, trying to get Alphabet Zoo finished, because we're so close now. We are really, really close. Like, and you know, every DLC that is released brings me further away from finishing, so I want to get this done before the next one. So I've got a few months to get this finished, I hope. I think that's the other thing, is I sort of had gone a bit more relaxed with Alphabet Zoo, because I was thinking, well, actually, you know, the new DLC is not coming till August, and here we are in June and we've already had a DLC. So I think, you know, next DLC could be September time. Otherwise, it is a very, very long wait to wait till Christmas for the next one. But yeah, here's some of the new tiling pieces. If you actually put them all one colour, they make like a gorgeous, like just nice tiled floors for these kind of backstage areas. I really did enjoy. Like, I do enjoy like those tile pieces. I think they're just gorgeous. And again, just the mesh. Oh, right. So the next habitat that I think will be releasing at some point. I don't know what order it will be released. I'm releasing these in a bit of a random order, I guess. So the next habitat for DLC Zoo is the clouded, not DLC Zoo, Alphabet Zoo, sorry, is the clouded leopard. Because obviously we moved the catteries, so I've gone and popped the clouded leopards where the catteries were. So essentially, yeah, we've sort of filled that area in now, and I'm kind of excited because it looks like there could be some area for the caiman there as well. So it's not just going to be the clouded leopard, but you might be able to fit the caiman in, which is exciting, which also means you might be able to fit the fennec fox in at some place too, which I would love to have fennec foxes in Alphabet Zoo. As I said, meerkats is definitely going to be a no, but fennec foxes, we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, this whole building was kind of inspired a little bit by Minecraft. So, you know, when you get in Minecraft and you get to the Mesa biomes, you have like all those funky little buildings, which is actually very similar to the sort of North Africa theme, sorry. Getting my facts and words mixed up today, it's just not working. But yeah, so you have like the Mesa biome, which kind of fits in with this kind of theme really, and I think on the last game I was playing with Minecraft with some of my friends, we actually had a server in the Mesa biome and we were building in the Mesa biome. And I don't know, I really like the style of the rooms, and I just thought we could do something quite interesting. Kind of do, it just makes it up a bit, see what happens. I think that's the thing at the moment. I'm just sort of experimenting with the pieces. I'm sure everybody else is. Yeah, it's just cool to see like a whole new load of combinations that you can build. But I'm absolutely loving the pieces. They are, and again, the mesh pieces. Like, I'm so happy for them. I like building things out of wood. It's definitely my favourite aesthetic in the game. Like the kind of rustic style, as opposed to like overly modern. So yeah, and these are going to be some of my favourite pieces in the game. I think going forward, I really enjoy these giant plaster pillars. So again, it just gives you that vibe of a really strong, sturdy fence that nothing's going to mess with, you know. And that's what I was after with it, really. And again, just putting in some more logs, trying to keep them out of the edge of the vegetation, so they don't eat the vegetation. So yeah, so they might be able to see the rhinos from that bridge over there, but they're not going to have a perfect view until they actually build this farm. So yeah, I have so many new ideas for these pieces now. But I think we're pretty much getting to the end of the speed build now, so I am going to leave there because there's only so much I can talk about for 20 minutes straight. Again, this is unfortunately a long one, but I mean there was a lot going on in this habitat, so you can see why. So I will be putting a cinematic in for this bit, just because, you know, I really want to show off the rhinos because they're really cute and they're just stunning. They're really awesome. So yeah, I will see you guys at the end in about 5 minutes time.